Hello boys and girls, today I'm going to be explaining this task here, multiplying algebraic fractions. I'm just going to go through 8 examples to try and help you out on these 2 pages here. First page is multiplication, second page there is division. All you've got to do for the second page is flip your second fraction and change your divide to a multiply, and then it's the same as the first page. Let's have a look at some examples. As always, boys and girls, it's really important that you understand what you're doing, okay? You should understand how we're doing these simplifications, and they should make sense, okay? These first 4 examples, they're not taken from the homework task, but just a little bit of background for you. This first one here, if we've got 7 over 8 multiplied by 10 over 21, you should already know that you would divide your 8 and your 10 by 2 to get 4 and 5 is 7, and your 21 by 7 to get 1 and 3. 1 times 5 is 5, 4 times 3 is 12. Working out for this task is really, really important. You cannot be doing this in your head, you're going to make mistakes. You want to write it all down just like I've done here. Okay, x cubed over x. X cubed over x, that fraction sign there, that means divide, so that's equal to x cubed divided by x to the 1. 3 minus the 1 gives you the 2. So you should understand that x cubed over x is x squared. Okay. This one here, y to the 5 over y to the 2. I'm just showing you a different technique here. If you divide the top and bottom of that fraction by y squared, y to the 5 divided by y squared is y cubed. 5 minus 2 is 3. Y squared divided by y squared is 1. 2 minus 2 is 0. And y to the 0 is 1. Y cubed over 1 is y cubed. Should all make sense. Then if we've got y squared over y squared, you might straight away know that's equal to 1. Because if you divide any number, because y squared is a number, by itself, you're going to get 1. Or you could be thinking of y squared divided by y squared is 1. Y squared divided by y squared is 1. 1 over 1 is 1. But you should really understand all of those examples there before you go on to these harder examples that I'm going to look at with you next. Let's take a look. Okay. As I said, boys and girls, on these questions, just go nice and slow. You've got to really be careful on your working out because it can get quite confusing. This first question here, example 5, what we've got there is 3x cubed, that's a 3 underneath the line there, over 3, multiplied by 3 over 2x. Now for me personally, I always start with my numbers first. Okay, so the 3 and the 2, there's no cancelling there. I'm going to cancel this 3 here with that 3 there. I'm going to divide both of those by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1 as well. Okay, that's my first bit of cancelling. Okay, I could have cancelled this 3 with that 3 if I'd have wanted to. Okay, it's completely the same answer you'd get there. Then I've got x cubed there, x cubed, and there's an x there. I'm going to divide both of those by x. Okay, x divided by x is 1, so it'll just cancel out. 2 times 1 is still the 2, so we can just cross out the whole x. And then we've got x cubed divided by x is x squared. Okay, that 2 is not a whole number, it's a power. And this is what I mean about doing these slowly so that you don't make mistakes in the working. I made quite a few mistakes in that last one, funny enough. Okay, so on the top here, the numerator, we've got 3x squared multiplied by 1. 3x squared times by 1 is 3x squared. 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, that's that one done. 3x squared over 2. Okay, next we've got 3x to the power of 4 over 12y squared multiplied by 20y squared over 2x. Fine. Let's look at our numbers first. This 12 and that 20, I can divide both of those by 4. Okay, 20 divided by 4 is 5. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Okay, y squared over y squared, they'll just cancel. Okay, dividing both of those by y squared. Y squared divided by y squared is 1. Y squared divided by y squared is 1 as well. Yeah. Then we've got our x's. We've got x to the 4 over x. Dividing both of those by x. X to the 4 divided by x is x to the 3. That 3 is a power. Okay. So you've got to be really careful. What I've tried to do is when it's a power, I've tried to keep it nice and close to the letter. Okay. So like there. It's nice and close. So hopefully I won't make a mistake there. Yeah. It's very, very tricky. You've got to make sure you know you're working out well here. Yeah. So x to the 4 divided by x is x to the 3. X divided by x cancels. Okay. Okay, then we've got 3 times 5 is 15. X cubed. Okay. That y disappeared. 3 times 2 is 6. Now, if I'd have wanted to, I could have cancelled here this 3 with that 3. That would work. But I didn't want to do it there. It would just make my working out so complicated that I prefer to do an extra line of working out. Okay? Dividing here top and bottom by 3 gives you 5 over 2 x cubed. Just be careful with that cancellation there. Yeah? If you leave your answer like that in my iMaths, obviously it's wrong. So don't do that. Yeah, you need to fully simplify. Always just check that it's fully simplified. Yeah? Okay. Example 7. Let's take a look. 5x over 11y. 7y cubed over 8x squared. Fine. X over x squared will just be an x on the bottom. X divided by x is 1, cancels. X squared divided by x is just x. Didn't bother putting a 1 there because that would just complicate things. None of the numbers cancel there. Okay, there's no common factors to cancel anywhere. Be careful because there's some that are quite easy to miss. Then we've got y cubed and y. Y cubed divided by y is y squared. Y divided by y is 1. Just cancels out. Okay. 5 times 7 is 35. Y squared. 11 times 8, 88, and the x. It's very easy to miss that x off, boys and girls. If you're working out, it becomes a bit messy. Just be aware of that, please. Yeah. Okay. This one here. This is from the second page. Okay. The second page is the same as the first page. All you've got to do for your first step is change the division to a multiplication and flip your second fraction. Okay. Then let's take a look. Again, none of the numbers cancel, but really look at them. Well, funny enough, 19 is prime, isn't it? 5 is prime. 7 is prime. 9 is the only non-prime there. 9 is 3 times 3, so neither of those are divisible by 3. Yeah, that's the sort of process you go through. X and x squared. X divided by x is 1, disappears. X squared divided by x is x. Okay. Y cubed divided by y squared. 3 minus 2 is 1, would be y to the 1. You don't bother putting the 1 there. Okay. I think I could have put the 1 there. It might have made it a little bit easier to see that subtraction there, maybe. However you want to do it is fine. Okay. 7 times 5 is 35. Y goes there. 9 times 19, 171, and the x goes over. Okay. I think you've got everything there. As I said, please do your working out. Try and do them slowly, because if you rush this, you're going to end up having to do the task 3 or 4 times because you're going to make mistakes. Okay? Okay, good luck.